This person. I have a bottle of sake from. I don't even remember why I grabbed it, but it's very bitter. So I'm tossing some sweet tea leaves in it.
You want me to grab whatever's going on in the oven?
Very good.
Um, it's not. No, therefore the sweet tea leaves.
That's. Wait, what's there?
Bow, bow, bow. You all know me as Molly Mayhem. You know where to find me on all the socials. You know what's up. Yeah. So we're gonna do our usual going around the room and saying our names and our socials and all those things that we always do. Cheeky.
Cheeky Angel modeling on Facebook, Cheeky Angel RE on Instagram, and I am playing the lovable French chef Gord Leshy Benoit. Excited to explore this forest and figure out where our druid is. Take it away, Cass.
Hello, I am Red. I play Caspian, the Kitsune gunslinger. Happy to be back adventuring with my friends. You can find me here. That's about it. MJ, all you.
Hello, I am MJ, Matilda, whatever you want to call me. Miss Matilda T are all of my socials on TikTok, Instagram, what have you. I am the DM of the world. It is a homebrew campaign, my design, which explains why it's so chaotic a lot of the time. But, you know, we have fun. We go on adventures, we make friends, overcome adversity. That's what it's all about, baby.
Yeah, we do.
Baby.
Trying to think here. It's been a bit. We've kind of been going off and on lately just due to life being life, but I'm excited to be back here. We left kind of in the midst of a lot of stuff going on. Next week we will not be around, nor the week after that, correct?
We'll see.
We'll see. Maybe. We'll see. But for now, we all get to play and have fun with each other.
Yeah.
Do you all need to say or do anything before we kind of start this stuff?
Don't forget to check out my OnlyFans. That's all I got. For the viewers though, let me know how the sound is, because what it's looking like from my end is like it's picking up decently, but it's really hard to tell. So if the sound is off for you all, please do let me know.
Also, Molly, if you could get roll 20 pulled up here.
I would love
appreciate
to.
that.
Yeah, I would love to do that if my computer would cooperate.
Take your time.
Theoretically, yes. That.
I hate when it does this. Oh my god. Wow. Why are you like this? Hold on a second.
Wait.
How's that volume?
Look, I mean, it's fine for me.
Ooh. Yep. Alright. So, start things off. Let's do a little bit of a recap. Many many things has happened since you all have entered this world. You have gone through a desert, dealt with bandits, cowboys, strange town leaders. You have wandered into a desert, slain monsters, made your way to a strange oasis, found a long-lost community of yours, and now are traversing a subterranean forest, all created by the druid Adelace, the former leader and kind of like head figure of the village you all originate from. Beautiful and strange sights are abound in this forest. Also, very, very deadly encounters. Due to a good, keen nose and suspicion on Caspian's end, you all have managed to avoid most hazards in this environment. You did just run your way through a grove of trees that all seemed to have some form of life to them and started attacking you. After making it past a certain point, they seem to have lost interest, and while you're all taking a little rest, a strange flowery figure, a humanoid-looking person made entirely of flowers, striking a very similar semblance to someone that you know, walked out of the bushes, locked eyes with all of you, turned, and then ran the other direction. That is where we left off. I would love for everyone to just kind of retroactively roll me a little perception check, if you may.
Perception.
I got a 6.
I got to 25.
I need to open my app. $14, baby.
14. What'd you get? 16? All of you, it was a low DC. You notice that this face, it is made of like yellow flower petals, all shape and mold the like structuring of a human face. You see a nose kind of butting out from it. You see two eyes that are just these vibrant dandelions looking out, and these kind of coned bluebell ears forming these elongated elf-like looking ears. As what you see before you is the face of Zara, the witch from the village that you all came from and kind of traveled with for a bit. However, made entirely of plants. Jumps off in bushes and vanishes from sight. What is everyone doing?
I say go after.
Yeah. Wait! Don't run!
Yeah, being like, I don't even know if Bryn wants anything. You just kind of like go after, because like, what is Zara?
As you yell, wait, and start running off through the bushes and bramble, we're gonna have a little bit of a chase sequence here.
Oh boy.
Oh shit.
As you all go running through these thick, like branches and thorned bushes are all hindering your path, I need everybody here to make me either an athletics check, a fortitude save, or if you wish to try and hack your way through this, you can roll me a melee attack.
Oh no.
Fortitude.
Where did it
You
go?
said athletic?
24. Athletics or fortitude.
24 to chase after the one formerly known as Brielle.
25 to also chase Benoit.
Yeah, what were the options again?
Athletics, melee attack, or fortitude save.
Well, I got an 11 for athletics.
Okay. That is 1 failure and 2 successes. As you are all tearing through, Katrine, you're starting to get caught up, but Caspian just reaches back and kind of pulls you through the rest of it. Katrine, you are going to take just 2 little points of damage.
Oh, wow.
Nothing major here.
Just a little stumble.
Yeah, just a couple of scratches.
Kiss your boo-boos later, boo-boos.
As you make it through those, you come into this point on the forest that is laid out a little bit more clear. You see her run and leap over this patch of earth and then starts to tear off through some more trees. As you all make it into here, I am going to need either some acrobatics checks, survival checks, or a reflex saving throw.
14 for acrobatics.
You don't
for
want it?
Caspian.
Out of 30.
You want a snacky? You want a treat? Okay. Fine, I'll eat it.
I might use my hair. No, I won't.
17 for acrobatics.
17. Unfortunately, there are no successes for this one. You all go running and get caught up in quicksand. You fall into this just almost liquid-like mud and start sinking down into it and get caught up. This is a chase, it's fast-paced, there are no immediate death hazards here, but it does slow you down as she starts making her way further off into the forest. You are all now a bit further behind here.
Is she heading towards where we're heading or away from where we're heading?
It's kind of in that rough direction. It's not straight towards it, but
But it's not like a taking way out.
it's not
Yeah,
going
I
the
think
opposite
okay.
direction. As you all start going, I need 1 more series of checks.
You fix that. I was trying to
Good.
turn
What
the
were you
screen.
doing?
I was trying to turn the screen to keep accent,
Oh,
but I think I messed up it.
I don't get there.
I don't know either. We can't
Literally
see it all there.
Yanked on the monitor stand,
I was trying to.
and I think tipped it up at an angle.
Okay.
We're good. We're fine.
I
It's
just
all
need to
good.
be a little.
Peeking? You cheating?
Not on purpose.
Peekers. Roll me another wave of checks, everybody. Same skills.
Alright, that one was better. That was a 25.
26 for acrobatics.
29.
Ooh, beautiful. We love to see it. Caspian, Katrine, you immediately notice some vines that you are able to grab onto and like pull yourselves out with. Benoit, you're a plant. You are the forest. You just kind of help yourself rise up and then extend your arms and pull yourself up and out. As you all go running through, you do not get any hints now of what's going on here. You run into a field of those vibrant, beautiful flowers that you saw earlier in this journey,
Oh, yeah.
Caspian. I need either a stealth check, a nature check, or a reflex save. As you are running into this field, you're caught off guard, and you see these vines and these large flower heads begin to shift and stir at the movement in here.
I got a 9.
Okay.
We'll see if it's enough.
21 for stealth.
20 for reflex.
You all saw this earlier today. You just skirt around it and manage to avoid it altogether.
Solid.
Well done. Now, at this point, you you see a split path.
Sorry.
You have two directions to go. You can either go this way or this way, as you see like a large mound of rocks to your right, and to your left you see a little bit of a ditch and some swinging vines. Where are you all heading?
I mean, which way did Zara go?
You're a little bit too far behind, so you just gotta
shit.
pick one.
We're going through the ditch with the vines.
Yep. Fine.
Vines?
Yeah.
Alright.
We're swinging like Tarzan.
Run. See this ditch, some vines over it. I am going to need athletics or dexterity checks.
$23.
25 for athletics.
I got a dirt 20.
Beautiful. You all managed to make it through. You grab some vines, just very cinematic, swinging through all of the trees. You just hear a little bit of like the Tarzan soundtrack playing. Phil Collins in the background singing. As you make it through and land on the other side here, you all approach the edge of a cliff. Everybody roll me perception checks.
That one. I might as well not be there at all.
Or being.
I mean,
Didn't account for
I'm
bad
just so
rolls.
happy it was that
Right.
and not something else.
21.
19.
Katrine,
21. Did you hit?
you spot Plant Zara again.
Yes.
Running off into the trees here, and it looks like actually kind of leaping over something, maybe a fence line, possibly, or maybe just a fallen over tree, but you see her running off there, and then kind of deeper into the trees.
Alright, let's keep chasing.
Alright, you guys are at the top of the cliff. Do you hop down, do you climb down, or do you try and find a way around?
I think I'll climb down using my growing arms.
Okay.
Let's roll.
Athletics.
I'm grabbing some kind of vine or something if I can to like scale down the side.
Alright, are you wanting to do this quickly or
Yeah.
methodically?
Quickly.
Okay, cool. Roll me in acrobatics. Caspian.
Hell yeah, brother! That's a 28.
Down.
Sorry, what'd you get, Katrine?
A 28.
Woo!
Just immaculate.
Are you doing this
I got a
quickly
19.
or slowly?
Acrobatic. Medium pace. I don't want to be careful, but also I'm a fox, so fast. Yeah.
Okay. What'd you get?
I got a 16
16.
to lower myself down with my
Caspian,
growing arms.
you got a what again?
19 for acrobatics.
Okay, so this one, no matter whether you succeed or fail, you make it past this section of the chase. However, Katrine, you grab a vine, just cinematically swing down the cliff and kind of like pull out your weapon and use it to slide down the rest of the way.
Saucy.
Solid.
Benoit and Caspian, you all try to leap down, going from one rock to another. At one point or another, both of you trip and end up stumbling down and hitting your way down. 12 points of bludgeoning damage to the both of you.
It's okay. As long as it's erasable, then it's know that I have some hit points left.
We have too many pens and not enough pencils. Anyways, with that, you all make it down to the cliff and start pursuing. I need everybody to roll me either a perception check, reflex, or a sleight of hand.
15 for reflex.
For a reflex?
Mm-hmm.
I got a 17 reflex.
Okay. 28 for reflex.
Okay. Benoit, Caspian, you two are being a little bit more cautious this time around. As you're walking through, you see Katrine run through a wire that is like held taut on the ground, and as it snaps, you see this spiked log come swinging down from out of the trees. Katrine, you're gonna take 4 points of damage as you two manage to dive out of the way of this trap.
Damn. Oh.
And with that, you all come running off in the direction that you saw this plant Zara running, and you see a fence line. It is kind of shoddily put together. It's not like, it is like these two angled posts for the supports, and then in one elongated branch that is this kind of like boundary line point. And over the edge of it, you see just dozens and dozens of stumps.
Huh.
I'm gonna roll for nature to see if anything. I get weird vibes. I get weird forest spirit vibes from the stumps. Oh, nat 20, baby! Woohoo!
Dang.
Tell me everything about the stumps. Tell it all to me.
As you are looking out, trying to get a vibe of these stumps. You see that the roots of one of them just slightly kind of shifts and wiggles. As you kind of look at all of them, on the front end of them, they all almost have like this little carved out section that would be hard to see, but it almost looks like the shape of an eye. These are nursery crawlers, is what they are called. They are living stumps that tend to plots of land, to tree nurseries. They're like little caretakers almost.
Are they monsters or are they just little caretakers?
They're defenders and caretakers.
So if we just like very gently walk through the field, is it reasonable to assume they will not attack us? I rolled
Nat 20.
I rolled nat 20.
If you waltzed in without trying to be like stealthy or quiet or try and like talk your way in, there's a chance that they would attack you.
Can I try to communicate with them to be like, nothing to see here? Passing by. My speak plants.
Okay. Roll me a diplomacy.
Nothing to see here. We're just hanging out. I got a brain no math. Hang on. Oh, that number. 28.
28. As you kind of like reach out and say that to one of them, you see just this wooden eye open up, look at you, kind of of look around
Just body.
and just pops up out of the dirt and with like multiple roots, almost like a spider's legs, but also moving more like tentacles, just starts like wobbling around in this space as all of them just start popping up and kind of moving around. This place is active, but they're not going after you at the moment. They're just mobile now.
Can I get any vibes
I
off
like how you said
from our,
at the moment.
roll the 19 conversation?
They seem at the moment indifferent to you.
I think I'll let them know, like, hey, let us all
Emphasizing
walk
at the
through with a
moment.
much decorum and calmness. Feel your inner zen. We are so friendly. Benoit's just having a little nice tune and trying to like have good vibes out while we kind of just like calmly make our way through this field of stumps.
Okay.
We're like, we're not here to hurt you. Everything is fine. We're just going. It's such a day. Just singing a tune.
Benoit, if either everyone can roll a stealth or nature check, or Benoit can follow the lead and roll for the group.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll follow the lead. Benoit has this.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to Sapphire. That
So, like,
would
we're
be
waiting
a 21.
21. As you're kind of walking through Benoit, you're just like, it's all good. You're humming your song. Occasionally, some of these stumps will come up to the two living mammals and just kind of like poke and prod at them out of curiosity. You see one of them, Caspian, will just for a little bit come up and like wraps around your foot. It doesn't do anything. It just kind of clings there for a little while as you like
Watching you with its
take
big
your
eye.
steps. Each step it kind of loosens its grip and eventually like gets knocked off and rolls over a little bit.
Kind of cute. when it
Probably like this, when it first wraps on, I probably like kind of like look at Benoit like do I stop? Do I keep going? Like what do I do? You're like, okay, yep.
Conversation.
Good.
Happy smiles. Yeah, I think the card would be kind of cute if it wasn't attacking you though. It's like a toddler just kind of wrapped around your leg, like looking up at you.
They're cute
Yeah.
when they're fun. They're scary when they're hot.
That's what I figured. That's what I mean. We're all good. Everybody's having a great time. We're just dancing through.
But
Relaxed mind.
no, as you do go, it does seem like they are friendly. You see them starting to kind of go and plant different saplings around the space. Some of them are planting just pure seeds. You see them working towards like making little water irrigation channels. They're just tending to the space. They're kind of cleaning up some fallen over trees in a space.
Hold on.
Being sweet babies. Doing their chores. Moving forward.
Good beans. Good beans. Good beans.
As you continue through this little space, you all notice a little bit further out what looks to be structures.
We're headed to the right area then. Let's hit them bricks. What's happening?
As you all
About
too slow at changing music these days.
gotta let you.
Yeah, that chase music was good, bro. I was like, oh shit.
I'm having a good
We're
chase
following.
sequence.
We're leaving. We're going.
As you all approach, well, that's not the door. Hold on.
Goodbye. 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 Goodbye.
checks. As you all approach this cluster of structures, it really is the best wording I can think of, because this is technically a village. However, almost all of these structures are made from either wood, mud, or just stacks of leaves. These huts are poor imitations of what a standard home is. It is almost like the vague idea of what a house looks like. You see, as you're walking in, several of these kind of human plant people. Some of them are a little timid at your presence, others are just going about their day, and kind of moving in and out of this space. You see kind of like off in one corner, there is a figure that has like this almost like weave of leaves and is washing them in a bucket, almost like laundry. Another one is out at this table and is setting out these plates and trays of food, maybe, in front of these other figures that are all kind of gathering and chatting, but none of them are eating it. It is a imitation of human society, more or less.
So like chatting with words we can understand, or are they just like mimicking conversation?
There's no common tongue being spoken.
And no druidic?
Yes, they're speaking Sylvan, okay.
Got him. Very nice.
That might be the D&D term for it, I don't know. I always get that stuff mixed
No.
up here.
My character speaks Sylvan. That's what it says on this character sheet.
Oh, there we go.
Got him.
Oh god, I apologize. I realize it's getting darker and we need a light source here. There we go.
Thank you for shining your light. It makes a huge difference.
Wow. But yeah. You are all in here.
Saying.
You want to eavesdrop?
Yeah. As long as that.
Yep.
As long as there wouldn't be like something that very clearly would indicate getting that close to the bed. Whatever, you know.
Roll me a perception.
Woohoo! 29.
29. As you kind of creep up and try and listen in onto this conversation, you just hear them. So, the soil a little bit west of this area is really nice. It's really soft. There's a lot of nitrogen in it. I've kind of been going over there lately and just kind of seeing the roots in. And others are just like, oh, no kidding. You know, my patch of dirt has been kind of drying up. It's been a little low on nitrogen. I've been thinking of trying to go somewhere. It's very small talk stuff.
Man, small talk. That's why D&D is so great. Gotta think and say, what would that small talk about?
Nitrogen in the soil. As you kind of get up a little bit closer, you see them all stop and just kind of look over at you. Look over at your mammal companions. And just kind of like all lean in and just start like hushed whispering to each other.
Hello, my friends, how are you? Start speaking back to them and just join the conversation. As if it's usual. I'm gonna try that tactic, we'll see how it works.
Only a diplomacy.
As if I just Woohoo! I got a 28.
A 28. You see them kind of all whispering to each other. With you, the only plant person, they kind of look over and they're like, hello, I haven't seen you around here.
Oh, yes, I'm new to the area. You see, we were from the village that was a lot like this one, but before this one, you know, with Adelaide, her other village, we decided just to stop by. We were searching for a girl, elf, kind of bluebell ears. She was just kind of running past towards this way. You wouldn't happen to have seen her, would you?
Don't know who Adelaide is. I'm sorry, you said a village for this one?
Yes, Adelaide would be the druid that I assume is responsible for all of this. Though I could be wrong. We just heard she was in these parts, so we came down to pay her a visit.
See one of them kind of lean over, a little bit of a smaller one. Roll me a perception check looking at this figure.
Oh!
This figure's face looks like the animal keeper in Asheville Village, Kyle. And just kind of leans over and they're like, that sounds like they're talking about Mother.
Kyle, is that you? Very, like, big after all this.
Me?
Is that... You are Kyle, are you?
Hi? Is that a plant or...
What do you call yourself?
We don't have names. We don't call ourselves anything. We are all just children. We are the children of Mother.
Huh.
Take us to your mother.
This sounds like some cult shit.
Yeah. Do I recognize anybody else now that I know
With that nat 20, yeah, the other figure you're talking to is this much more rotund looking character. They have like this poison oak beard forming around their face as they look exactly like Gomer, who was
Well, and more to that point, do they all look like people who were in the village?
yeah, more or less they all look like Asheville Village members. Particularly with that natural 20. All members that you haven't seen since you initially left.
Definitely look back at the group and just see if they've come to that same realization that I have.
I'll say kinda, yeah, y'all are piecing this together here.
Okay, I was gonna say, do you need me to roll perception?
Nah,
Just kind of look back.
Okay.
I mean, unless you want to roll.
Unless you
I
want-
did.
Oh, what'd you get?
A 14.
You're pretty sure.
Katrine, you're a little slow on the uptake with this.
But yeah. Also, this music is very dissonant. How I feel this moment is going for Benoit, and it's really hard for me.
Yeah, the music is really on point.
Maybe
I'm
just
like,
a little
what
spookier. This is a big realization. Benoit's piecing out that these people might have died and been turned into plants. Because, I mean, like, we've seen it happen before with Zara, where she's turned people into Lashies to power the system. So Benoit's starting to think that that might be what is happening here. But yeah. Now I have good mood
Take us
music, what I want to say to the NPCs. Thank you.
Hey, I wanted to catch you off guard there.
You did. But, do you recognize me at all? Think really hard, please. You don't mind.
As you say that, who are you saying that to?
I also.
To Kyle specifically. As you say that, you see him look over, and Kyle was this young kind of kid, maybe like really rosy cheeks, and you see that his cheeks are still these like beautiful red budding flowers. Had this
Adorable.
lovely blonde hair when he was a human. It kind of just in with these just two little kind of like seats
Yeah.
for his eyes and squints them and goes,
You look kind of. We met before?
How did you get to this place? Can you recall?
We've always been here. This is our home. Did you used to live here? I can't help. You seem so familiar, but I can't place it.
Mixed emotions going over Benoit's face.
You see kind of looking at you. You just see a couple petals fall off of their head. Just like with the strain and the confusion.
My boy, when I knew you, you were Kyle. And you were Gomer. And you had kind of starts pointing and kind of listing off names to see if he can get anyone to kind of remember who they were, how they got here, if they still have any of that, like, spirit left in them, if they were, like, Leshiified. Because Leshies can still access their previous life memories. Sometimes.
Roll me a nature check.
So I'm trying to see if I can get any of them to, 22.
22. Nature.
Closing my eyes. How about whenever something really I need to super duper not look at comes up?
Look away!
One game where like there's no benefit to cheating.
Shield your eyes!
Opening your Christmas presents early, okay?
I will say.
Hey, Jim!
Hi.
This is my partner. They just surprised me. They just walked in the door. That's why I had to step away for a second. I was like, my kitten is here.
Hi.
Your hair looks so good.
It's gorgeous. Absolutely flawless. 10 out of 10.
Fantastic.
Do we need to take a break?
Yeah, do we want to take a little 10er, 15er right now?
Do that?
Yeah, it's okay. We can come right back to it. Give the plants a moment to see if they can remember who they were in their previous life. They need a second, and so do we.
Yeah. Alright, pals. We're gonna take a 10-minute breather and we will be back soon. Please stick around. Don't leave. I promise we will be back with more entertaining things for you all.
Do you not want to know where these people came from and what the mystery is? Stick around. Yeah.
Burb.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I'm gonna have a cigarette. You go canoodle.
need it.
Hello, thank you all for sticking around while we took our little break. We are glad to be back and ready to continue our session for today.
Yeah. So, Benoit, you go around literally just pointing at everyone, being like, I know you, you're this name, you're this name, to everyone in the area, as at this point you're starting to cause a little bit of emotion. People are starting to gather around you and like come out of the space to see what's going on. Katrine and Caspian, I would love a perception check from the two of you. As Benoit, you're kind of trying to stir something.
Kappa.
Sad.
You're just chilling. You're like, yeah, that's Kyle for sure. Like, absolutely.
What's up, Kyle?
What's up, Kyle? Okay. That's so much.
That's a 7, but
Kappa.
Well, you can only see the 7. Why can you only see the 7?
oh, there it is. Oh, it's got a little pair of balls on it.
Yeah. I love these guys so much.
So
Good.
But yeah.
Katrine, what'd you get for your perception?
Uh, 14.
14. Caspian, you have some of these figures going up to you and literally like poking at you and like touching your fur out of kind of like curiosity and confusion. Benoit, you're kind of going around and it doesn't seem like anybody's really that stirred or shifted from that. There's kind of that just like collective in this event. Katrine, you notice off back around one of the trees a little stalk of bluebells just barely peeking back behind a tree. About like a good 80 feet away from y'all.
Okay.
To Zara.
But as you're kind of there, you see this figure, formerly known as Kyle, just kind of a few more petals fall off and just go, I'm sorry, how did all of you get here?
We came from the other village and had a very, very long journey. We eventually found this camp where the other people in the village were. The village that we also had previously lived in. And with that, they told us to find Mother here and we wanted to speak to her, so we came.
Not right now, but for her, if you'd like. Kind of looking at everyone else, being like, is this okay? Are we okay here? Are these people fine? And everyone else just kind of doing that same look back and forth to each other.
If you could just point us in the direction where you think she might be. No one speak for us.
Well, she usually goes to see Father when she leaves the... She's gone a bit. Might know.
Who or where would Father be?
What did... Zara? Is that the you said for... One with bluebell ears? Yes. They are usually the one that goes to see Father. So they know.
I definitely would start looking around. If I could do like one more perception check, see if I see her.
While all of that was going on, I think Katrine probably would have just wandered away from the group and wandered towards the little bluebells that she saw in the back.
I might follow Katrine
Do
then.
you want to do a stealth check, Katrine, or do you want to just give me a little stealth check?
We are totally stealthing it for a 27.
Yes. I love to see it. Here, you know what? What?
Follow you in due course, but do
No,
whatever
let
you
me
gotta
Katrine.
do first.
What was your total?
27.
Okay. As you kind of start, you start kind of moving off in that direction, and you just take a little bit of a wide curve as you see this figure, the plant Zara, kind of like moving off along the edge of the village, looking to potentially. Seeing kind of the commotion you are all causing, initially running away from you, this figure looks just a little spooked. Gonna get out of dodge here.
Please don't run. Please come back. Pretty sure we know each other.
Roll me a little diplomacy.
That would be a 4.
Figure stops, freezes, turns back, sees you, and then runs off again.
What's it? Cue chase music.
Zara! And runs.
Benoit
would start chasing
right
after
at this
you.
point where you're like, I'm gonna start looking, you hear off on the edge Katrine's voice yelling out Zara, and then do you run after that?
Yeah.
Caspian, you
I
have
know where these bitches.
at least 3 figures kind of like poking and prodding at you as you see Benoit take off and Katrine yell out Zara. Do you just kind of...
I kind of like just kind of tell them like I speak Sylvan, so I'm just kind of like, hey, thanks, appreciate your, thank you, I'm done now, and I'm gonna go. I take off running after Benoit.
I'm done now.
You all run off after her. I do not have a chase sequence prepped here, so I will just say you all kind of go running and chasing through this space, and eventually see her run up to this large tree. It is this massive, massive trunk sitting maybe about like 8 or so feet wide. And this tree standing a good, 25 plus feet tall up here. So you see them kind of run up to it and around. It's like kind of around behind it and almost like poke their head out like a child hiding behind the legs of a parent. Oh, is it Momo's turn to cuddle?
It is, like,
We're just swapping cats here real quick.
Wants to be on the lap right now. Oh, boy.
Very sweet.
Nope, he just wanted the food.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah.
Well, we're not gonna hurt you. Everything's totally fine.
They're just kind of chasing and being like, it's fine, please stop.
She has stopped now.
Oh, good.
As I was saying, she has stopped behind this massive tree and is like peering out from it like a kid hiding behind the legs of a parent.
Missed that.
Yes.
Benoit, do your magic.
Rolling on nature to see if I can communicate. You know, good vibes, be calm, don't move. sentience question? I got a 24.
24. Don't look at the screen. As you kind of, just trying to communicate, you're okay to look now.
Okay. How about you?
Just trying to, like, communicate with her.
Yeah, just kind of, because I know, like, plants would, like, speak with plant. You can't communicate, like, words necessarily, but you can communicate vibes.
Yeah.
So just, like, trying to, like, assure calmness, like, we're not gonna hurt you. Like, we're your friend, we're friendly, we, like, care for you or whatever, a little bit worried for you, and also seeing if I can, like, probe to see if there is any sentience there.
Okay.
Like, is it possible to speak with words? Assume I'm not looking right now.
No, you're fine. Yeah. You kind of reach out with those vibes, and you see them kind of like poke their head a little bit further out at you all. A bit of an inquisitive.
Maybe try to communicate with more words, concrete ideas of just like, we want to speak to you, and we need your help. Wisdom. Seal.
Help what? I know this just very wispy voice feels almost fragile with how light and delicate the voice is.
Definitely Benoit would be breathing a sigh of relief still to be like, okay, we can speak with you. This isn't gonna be like 4D chess trying to get you to do what we wanted you to do, like the sheep or whatever. But being like, we need your help to find Fazer. We want to speak to you. Would you potentially be able to let us talk with these?
Who are they? And points at the two mammalian companions.
They are my friends from my old village. I promise they are safe. You have my word.
Super safe.
Super yay!
And oh hello. This is all in Sylvan.
Yeah.
They kind of look over you all. Why do you need mother?
To get
We
to
need to
mother.
speak to Mother, ultimately. We've come here to see her. To live in the other. Villagers thought that Fazer might know where she is, so that is why we are here.
I would love for everyone. Just like a little bit of a diplomacy. Give me the vibes you're presenting right now.
Hey, nice.
12.
25. Benoit's hitting it with the good vibes.
19.
Caspian he's doing good. He's very friendly, but he is just here for the plant people. He's just like, I'm just vibing out, man.
You kind of say we're from another village, basically.
Yeah.
You feel the ground start to shift. Kind of around you and just almost churn and buckle a little bit. As this massive tree in front of you see large portions of it kind of like rise up, almost like large arms up out of the ground, just kind of settle down.
I have my sword just in case.
Not attacking, but moving, and you see these large roots kind of move and bend like legs as this tree kind of opens up a chunk of face looking out at you with eyes. I should send this to the whole group here. I should have had this visual aid ready for the screen, but it's okay. I'm gonna send it to this chat. This ancient tree awakens, looking down at all of you. and kind of like cracks and creaks with a mix of like the swaying sounds of forest and blowing of wind. This voice speaks out. Ah, you're from original. Hello,
I'm trying to say.
I am Bob. What is it that I can do?
I don't know how much Adelaide told you, but we were the original adventurers sent to find a new domain on this world before the rest of the village came down. Stuck in a time loop, but we are here now, and we want to speak to Adelaide. Get some answers.
Oh, I remember. I was a smaller growth then, but I was in watching a chronicle. I was tasked by Adelaide to keep a memory of everything. It's good to see you all again. Do not know me. Hello, Caspian. Hello, hello. Hello, Bo, who I forget is here all the time. I shouldn't have made a mute NPC. I always forget about their existence. But you are all looking for Adelaide.
Yes, indeed.
She's fallen into world obsession, regret. Will be hard to find, even more difficult. Yet, but you're all are clever souls. You might be some of one to the town. We'll tell you where she is. However, speaking takes so much energy. So on top of telling you where she is, I will give you 2 questions you may ask before I go back west.
I do think one I want to ask is how the villagers ended up as they are. As long as everyone's with that, we got it's like a gene quiz. We got 2 questions. We gotta make them good.
Like, do we want to ask like, who is he?
Who you
Yeah.
is?
Well, I mean, he kind of answered. He was kind of a druidic sapling that already was on in Astral Village. So like,
I'm just like,
but
you
we
know,
asked like,
ask
how
me,
he
how do we not
got-
know you?
yeah, like how he got here. Kind of.
Yeah, I don't know what to ask.
Let's hit it then.
Yeah.
How'd they?
What are the people essentially?
And how did the people become the way they are?
How did they become the way they are? How did he get here?
Yeah, and like what's his deal?
Both those have a similar answer. I am the seed. My father once lived on the material centuries and centuries ago. Druids took the seed from him planted in ash. Watch over, be a guide, chronicle it. Though it was me, quiet, Lace would occasionally come and check up. However, when area bit of a branch was taken off a replant, so we could build what was lost. Those people who see it, they are not the former. They all died. Those are a bit of a new offspring of Adelice's knives. From my memory, her magic rebuilt, renewed what was once lost to it.
Too much to ask if those people died of natural causes?
All died of mismeans. But those are your questions. I will tell you now. At the large tower, deep within this forest, at the very top, Adelace works away, trying to find a way to regain that must reform what was once times. So bit into a bit of a hyper focus on this task. I will warn you, not be easy, because deep within that tower roam about the hateful. They are not to be trusted. They are not to be trifled. Your wits about you. Keep each other close. Do wish you all the best luck.
Definitely been looking at him, trying to piece him out.
Just, you see these arms move back to the side of the tree. The legs burrow down back into the earth as roots. And this kind of like hunched over structure straightens back up. Face just starts to morph back into bark. It's just one last little good luck to all of you. Fades into a normal tree again.
Well then.
Alright, well, let's get out of here so we can talk shit about this guy.
I hope you're recording, Molly, because that needs to be screen captured just right there. You're talking shit about this guy.
Amazing.
Want to be out of earshot, but want to talk to the ransom.
I do love that Caspian is just the fucking, like, the catty motherfucker of the group.
Caspian does slay harder than any of the rest of us.
This bitch, am I right? Like,
Murder's fine, you suck. I love it so much.
yeah, if y'all want to take off so you can shit talk the guy, be my guest.
Yeah. Well, probably. Is Zara still around?
Still peeking behind the tree, yeah.
Word. I might. Well,
Come on,
probably.
Zara.
Like,
You're coming with us
liquor
now.
recognition, anything at all, but probably not. But so. Onward and upward. So I do believe him.
They are.
Don't believe him that they died of natural causes.
Well, what's natural causes in this crazy world of magic and everything? You know, like who's to say?
I mean, you very naturally die when you're stabbed. Times, you know, like.
Yeah, when
That
the
evil
forest
dies.
drains your life essence, that's nature, that's natural.
That's nature.
Yeah, it's fine.
You die. That's why I don't believe they didn't get killed in that. Like, actually, they weren't murdered, but I do think that they are probably just figment memory things.
Yeah, I believe that they're kind of like little like ghosties, like little like memory petals.
Yeah, because I'm
But
like,
I'm also just like I don't like how you get bad vibes.
give me you remind me of that living forest, and I cannot trust you. But no, like, I'm like, I do think they're just like, that's why they couldn't use like leshy memories or anything. Like, they didn't function like a leshy. So not leshy.
They are not leshies.
They're ghosties.
They are some other different classification of.
It was pointless trying to talk to them like a leshy. You're not the same. But
I will say at this point, you guys are kind of like heading your way here. It feels like it is starting to get late into the day. If you all wish to kind of take a rest beforehand, you can camp out in your own space. You can go back to the village.
Camp out in our own space. I think that's the play.
Yeah, I think we find a cute little clearing, just us pals, have a little fire,
Creepy
eat
ghost
some
creatures.
food, maybe chit chat a little bit about old dude being a fucking weirdo.
Exactly.
What's all this like? Oh, like just call me daddy, and we're just gonna call her mommy. Like, okay, like
weird to you. Amazing.
like they don't know that their mother's name is Adelaide. Like, okay. He's over here like, oh well, we created these beings, and now she's just kind of super hyper focused on that. I don't know what that's about. I'm like, have you brainwashed her? Like,
you seem like the villain. You're giving villain right now. I can't trust it. I love it. Also, if I'm gonna rest, I can go through my
sitting around a little,
my little super fun new recipes that I have.
Figure out what you want to cook. But sitting around a campfire right now, the wood just kind of popping occasionally, talking about how creepy this fucking forest is.
Yeah, especially father. Emphasis on how creepy father is. Like, I have so many fun things. Oh.
Yeah, so I'll say all of you take a rest. So regain your level. Plus your constitution modifier and hit points if you've taken any damage. Any abilities are fully recharged. I'll say 8 is 60. Caspian. Roll me a fortitude save. So you're sitting here around this campfire, what would normally be nice in a forest at night, you feel like you are in a frigid desert in the middle of the night.
yeah, I know. I still have this shit on me.
So would that wouldn't be
22? What's 9 plus 13?
22.
Sick. Okay, so 22 would be my is my final answer.
Thank you. And that is correct. You failed.
No.
You are going to be a little poorly rested first thing in the morning. You're going to be taking some penalties to a couple of your checks. Feeling just
Lame.
none of the comforts that a forest can provide. Normally be this lovely night of camping.
actually I'm artificing. I'm figuring out what spells I would use the rest of the session today.
Hey!
I am artificing. I got a lot. I can here in a minute. Pretty excited about it.
save, if you will.
16.
16. What it is, if it's just, where of the trip coming on ya, the forest being a little spooky, but you just kind of setting up for the camp, just feel incredibly alone and isolated. Bedding down. I do have a question. Do you and Caspian share a tent? Do y'all sleep separately?
I would assume we sleep separately.
Mood. Yeah. And don't worry about it. Just feeling very lonely right now.
That sucks.
Benoit. You're doing your food prep for the evening. You're looking through your different ingredients, figuring out what you'll kind of prep for the day ahead of you as Kipo is there kind of helping you out. I need you to roll me some percentiles. Just roll, tell me what you got.
39.
Don't worry about it. Fine.
It's about the curse and not like I think it's just not like an artificer thing I just didn't know until
No.
now. Like, that's gonna determine. Quit bacon. God damn. What is the cap? Is there a cap?
For what?
For how many things I can have prepared?
Yeah. Daily allotment is 7.
Okay,
If you do your daily prep, that can be expanded on.
So the 7 is the number I can make.
In total. If you do it at the beginning of the day, if it's a food item, you can make 3 of them. If it is on the spot in the middle of the day, you make 1 of them. Per, point, essentially. Everybody, as the night kind of goes on, roll me a perception check.
Why couldn't I have rolled that for my fucking curse? Whatever.
Hate to see it. Oh, that will be a -1, so it is a 28. Love you.
Jeez.
I do what I can.
26 for perception.
6 for perception. I'll just say you're focusing here.
I got nat 20 though. You see.
You all
Cooking, but I'm watching.
definitely throughout the night hear this forest just kind of shifting and moving. Oh, so subtly, but constant throughout the evening. Twigs snap here and there. You hear stuff burrowing through the ground as it all just gets a little bit closer and louder by the hour. Nothing happens tonight, but this forest definitely is aware of your presence here. You get the feeling that the longer you stay here, the more dangerous it is going to get for you all. Next morning comes, though.
Hey, do you guys want to hear what I made? This is pretty exciting. Great. But yeah, so now I have recipes instead of just like the normal elixirs. That's what I wanted, and they're very exciting. So I made 2 Bravos brew, which gives you a +1 to will save and a +2 to fear save. So it's like a will save against fear. The duration of the day or something to that effect, basically. So pluses to will saves. Sprite apple is a +1 to diplomacy checks. The blight bomb is 2d4 piercing damage +2 splash damage plus 2d6 poison damage if it hits. And then Cinnamon Sears let you do a +1 to recall knowledge checks or re-roll a failed knowledge check. Benoit's actually a character now, guys. He can do things.
First thing in the morning, Benoit has a slew of goodies and treats. You see some nice hearty bread. You see little small like cinnamon hard candies that Benoit has made, and then just like some little
beer.
morning brew beers, essentially.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.
Now, were you sharing what? Then how many like points did you?
So they just did 7 total items.
Oh, you just brewed everything out of the gate first.
Well, I'm like, I don't know if... Sure, let's do that, because I have what I need. Yes.
Well, we'll talk about it later.
Yes, for now. But yeah, and I think that'll be fine too. But, so I'm gonna give you guys the 2 Bravos brews. So for the rest of the day, you'll get a +1 to will save and a plus...
Is it for the whole day, or
I
is it
think
chunky?
it is for the day. You can look and check and make sure. It's called Bravo.
Yep.
It's
Look
nothing goofy,
that
nothing
up
Didn't
here.
rename it anything. That is called. But you get those pluses because I feel like if we do run into trouble, it will be of the magic kind. And you guys are the fightier ones, so I'd rather you not freak out.
Hour after drink.
Well, the next hour you're good to
So
go.
if you want to keep it on you and
Yeah.
drink it later, you can.
I'm bequeathing it to you to your inventory. Little gift. Yes.
Alright, what's it called again?
Bravo Root.
And what it does what?
+1 to a will save, or to your will saves, and +2 to your will saves against fear. So if
Cool.
something the spooky on ya,
Cool.
you'd be like, I feel threatened. I drink this Bravo's brew, and then more than likely you'll be.
Cool, cool.
Depending on how spooky the creature is.
Now, if you wanted to,
I'm saving
you
some
could brew
stuff.
3 of those with 1. So each of you could have one. As Kipo kind of just chilling with y'all, looking longingly at the beer.
Here, because I know it's only lasts for a day.
Yep.
But so I'm like, okay, I'll have a sticky note with what I like actively have to.
More.
But yeah, otherwise I think I'll keep the cinnamon sears, the blight bombs, and the sprite apple. Which with
Yeah.
those all, yeah. So just in case I need to do diplomacy checks.
Doing a lot of the chat.
Doing a lot of chat with plants. So next time I'm chat with a plant, I'll eat an apple first.
Okay. Well, y'all have a nice little breakfast here. Benoit, with cooking breakfast for everybody. Make me a save. Or actually, just make me a cook check.
Like 4?
Lori.
A 16, which would be a 25.
25? Today's breakfast is okay. It's doing alright.
They don't know better. First time they've had this. They don't know what's good or bad.
Heck yeah. Well,
Tastes like food.
little god rays are kind of peeking through the ceiling of this subterranean layer here and there. This ambient light is peering through. Y'all heading to the tower?
Okay.
Yep, soldier on.
Hell yeah, brother.
That was such a great meme that you found.
Alright, I would love for either a nature check or a survival check. Some. Or everyone. Everybody get your little bump up.
You said what? Sorry, nature or survival?
Nature or survival.
13.
13.
19.
11.
Alright. Okay, cool. Alright. Benoit, you notice that the terrain has shifted since yesterday. The layout of the forest feels off from what you remember it being. Even the trees around where your little camp was set up all kind of feel different. The tower is in the same spot as it was. The rest of the forest feels a little jumbled around. So with that, counters are going to be a little reordered here. As you start making way there, you all notice that this large thicket of brambles, that one that you initially saw when you entered one of those first points of entry you could have gone in, that is now sitting between you and the tower.
Definitely make sure we're all on the same page about that. I think the place is I think the brambles last.
This is not that small patch of brambles you went through the forest. This is like a massive chunk that you saw when you initially entered.
Onward and upward.
Yeah, like hack through it. That's the only thing I could think of is unless like I could sense some kind of sentience or anyone gets a vibe, or we can roll a vibe check on the brambles.
Roll a nature check. You want to vibe it?
Don't like bite us. I got a 20.
14. Vibe check.
Vibe check.
Vibe check. Katrine, did you vibe check?
Yeah, I got a nat 1.
Oh no. Like a tiny.
Vibes are immaculate today. Like, nothing will go wrong. Y'all can just really walk right up to the tower with no problems. Vibes are good. And don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. They're just being haters if they do.
Haters gonna hate.
Benoit,
This.
with your vibe check of a 22, everything in this forest is kind of off. The quickest way to get through it is hacking through it. 100%. Is it the safest way? Who's to say?
Does there seem to be any other way around?
I mean, you can go around it. It's going to put a few hours. You can either try and delicately move through, which will slow you down as well, go around, or just carve right.
I would say delicately or go around.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like, the forest has already shifted and moved. We're already feeling a little like Caspian doesn't like what happened yesterday. So today is like we're gonna be a little bit more careful moving through this forest. It feels weird. You conveyed that to us, you know. Like, okay, so let's be careful so that way the forest doesn't attack us.
Yeah, maybe like walk with or try to like sneak through with our knives drawn just in case.
You want to go through?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just in case it ends up being a monster and we're in a suggested track.
Okay, ready.
Yeah, we're ready, but we're being careful
So,
and we're stepping gingerly.
either I will take stealth checks, just a pure dexterity check, or I'll give you sleight of hand. Now, if you want to have somebody take the lead, there is the possibility of that. Did you waffle recipe? was wrong.
You said stealth?
No, you do have those. You got that just no matter what. That was something you had in your repertoire. It's like an added thing. That wasn't something you learned leveling up. Discovered that work. Pretty sure that's what. Just make sure.
It didn't end up.
There.
We'll look at.
But yeah, so either one person can kind of lead the group through, or you can all kind of go through on your own merit.
I vote we let someone lead.
I vote Benoit leads.
No. You don't want to vote that.
This is stealth, dexterity, or sleight of hand.
Yeah.
My stealth is a 10.
Much better than mine.
Yeah, my stealth is an 11, so same.
One of you should probably cast. Like, yeah, there.
Are you already rolling?
Are either of you an expert in that skill with your proficiency? The little, like, E section should be...
No.
No. Oh, and I'm taking penalties, so you should roll for me. Because I'm still cursed.
25.
25?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. With that, what this is going to do is that this is going to help you to roll. So you're going to, even if you're not proficient in it, you're adding your level to your stealth skill. I think at least you can. Caspian, you get to add an extra +2 onto your roll, and don't worry, the fatigue does not affect your stealth. So, but
Oh, cool.
adding a +2 as well, so that 9 will be a +11. Caspian, you'll be adding a +13.
We got a 27.
27?
For stealth.
20 flat?
Yeah, with the 13, I rolled it.
Damn, you rolled a 7?
Yeah.
Katrine, you kind of leading the way through these brambles, very much like, kind of Mission Impossible laser grid type of energy here, where you're just like sliding down, weaving through these things as Benoit and Caspian are trying to help out or follow your lead on this. Benoit's doing great. You are making your way pretty damn flawlessly. Caspian, you're getting just kind of caught up here and there and a little scratched up by these brambles. 4 points of damage. And I need you to roll me a fortitude save, please.
Um, 31,
31?
19 plus 12.
Good God.
Your brambles don't mean shit.
Well, yeah. Just double check here.
The brambles.
Like, I have
become weird
fur,
to you, right?
so I'm assuming that the brambles are just getting caught in my fur.
This is more annoying than anything.
Not necessarily hurting me, just a little annoying in my grooming later.
Various things planning.
Damn, well, you're fine. You don't notice anything, you're good.
I'm sorry, did you just say, damn, you're fine?
Damn, you fine. The poison does not take effect in your bloodstream. and you do not feel the terrible effects sink in over the course of a week. So you're good. You're great.
God damn.
Why do you sound so
Really
disappointed?
excited. What? I'm not disappointed at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
Just
You kind of
Like I'm already cursed, and now I'm gonna get doubly, and now I'm gonna get poisoned also. But no.
well, you are because you rolled well. It's fine. It wouldn't have killed you. It just would have made you feel a little icky.
You say that with such glee.
I know.
I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't looking forward to this poison happening. I was really disappointed when you avoided the brambles the first time. It's fine.
Oh my god.
It may or may not have made you hallucinate at some point or another, okay?
Amazing.
It would have been fun. But no, you guys
Hilarious.
take about an hour of moving through this, of kind of like just slowly weaving your way through. It is exhausting. But after a little bit of an hour, you find yourself coming out on the other end. You finally can kind of stretch and move your limbs again. You're a little bit more mobile. Hold on, let me roll for Kipo. Kipo got a natural 20 to make it through there, so Kipo is fine. You do not... Kipo didn't just disappear in the thicket.
Kipo didn't go, I like this village. Stay here.
As you make it out on the other end, you see just a little bit a ways out from you now. This large tower just staggeringly tall above all of you, and just you can begin to hear that faint hum of the neon signs reading out Horizon Labs.
What?
Little ways out. Everybody roll me a perception check. Kind of as you make your way closer.
16.
27.
As you make your way closer, you notice a couple of things. One, you see this large, like double door entryway that has like mounds of earth and moss, almost kind of like encasing it like a burrow. There is a lot of gnarled roots and branches wrapping up and around this building, going through chunks of the wall, coming out long shattered windows. You also notice a couple of more of these plant-like people. However, instead of just like kind of wandering around casually, they're marching in a routine pattern, and they seem to be armed with this gnarled wooden shield and have some sort of weapon at their side as they kind of patrol the base of this tower.
Like sneaking around the key. I don't think we want it necessarily. I don't think we talk to the guard plants. If we want to. Like, but I do think what we're looking for is in the tower.
Yeah, I think we should just try to stealth past these hoes. Like, if they're just whisper memories, I feel like we would be able to.
Kind of off. Okay. Yes. Find their very predictable route and go around. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then what I would love is for someone to make me a perception check to try and find a route in there. Somebody else, if you're wanting to watch and observe their pattern, I need just like a pure intelligence check. If you have lore guard, you can roll that if you would like. And then if anybody kind of wants to do anything else on the side there, feel free to just tell me what you'd like to do and make a roll.
Perception.
It's kind of intense.
We're doing a heist. It is intense. Okay, I got a 23
I hit 19 intelligence check.
perception.
Okay, for perception, you start kind of pacing this building, looking around. There's a lot of different windows and points. You do feel like you see some trees that are close enough to the building to where you could either potentially leap or swing from the trees into a window on the building.
Alright. I got it open.
They're all open. As for Caspian, you got what again?
I got a 19 for an intelligence check.
Alright. You see this kind of route. They seem to almost kind of like rotate around it in like a parallel pattern. But at one point or another, they both end up at the doorway for a brief moment and then kind of split off and keep that little orbit of the building going. So you would know for sure that probably your best moment is when they are both tucked in at the door.
Yeah.
You have a quick little window of time, taking a look at the screaming neighbors wherever that's going on.
Is that like pretty screaming? Or
I
is
think
that
so.
pretty screaming?
There's some people just like shouting in our neighborhood
Is someone
somewhere.
getting murdered or anything, like not die by the bystander
That
effect?
sounds more like an argument.
I think
instead
so,
of
but I'm only hearing
big-
one voice, so it's fine. Just keep eavesdropping.
I'll probably I'll say that to the crew and just be like they converge at the door. That's probably our best bet to pop in.
Oh yeah, brother. Open it. That sounds like really good. We have our where, we have our how.
It is so cold. Why is your foot so cold?
Cozy. I feel really nice with the second hat right now, but it's cold.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna need from everybody. I'm gonna need a stealth check, and then I'm gonna need an acrobatics check. Now, once again, you can have one person lead and give everybody else a bonus to those rolls if you wish. You cannot lead for both skills though, so you can only help out with one skill or the other.
I'll do stealth.
Okay, so you'll help people out in stealth.
I'm thinking,
I can help with that.
yeah, I'm like, you're pretty good with that.
Cool. If you are not proficient in either of those skills, you are now considered proficient for this. And you can all add a +2. Trine add a +2 to your acrobatics. Benoit add a +2 to your stealth and acrobatics. Caspian add a +2 to your stealth. Everybody's kind of helping everybody, and Kipo will take both bonuses.
Okay, I got a
I
17.
got a dirty 20 for stealth
Okay.
and a 19 for acrobatics.
Okay. Katrine.
I got a nat 20 on stealth and a dirty 20 on acrobatics.
I think I might have done the math wrong, but and then for acrobatics, I got 16.
Okay. And that was after adding the bonus.
I'm pretty sure.
As you all kind of get up and prep, you climb up into this tree, you find a nice vine that you kind of wrap around. First one to go to lead the way, Caspian. You swing across, hop in through the window, and you make it. You toss the vine back up. Katrine, you grab it, swing off, make it across. Kipo grabs the vine, nabs it, and swings it across. Benoit, you get the vine. You all have been quiet so far. Nobody's noticed you. But as you grab this vine and you swing, you miss your trajectory a little bit, and instead of making into that window, you just slam right into the wall and kind of like bounce back. And you are now just dangling from this vine with almost no momentum at this point. Closer to the tree. The guards aren't there yet, but I need you to roll me initiative and see when they're gonna make it back to you.
No, use your hero
After what I got.
Oh man.
Roll again? Oh god.
That means
Alright, it's alright. Fine, what'd you get this time? You are going at a point in the initiative. What are you doing right?
Just kinda, if I can, like, just dropping down and trying to get a running start, trying to go again.
Okay, so you're gonna have to drop down, run to the tree, climb back up it, and then swing across, is how you would have to do that, essentially. Can't do that.
Okay, as long as I physically can do that.
Physically can. It's gonna take some time.
Word.
Drop down, make your way back up to the tree. And swing.
Both stats?
Just the swing.
Ooh, much better. 22.
22. You get down, kind of recollect yourself, climb back up, extend your vine arms to grab the vine, swing back. As you are swinging up into the window, you see a figure start to round the corner, but their face does not catch, their eyes do not catch yours. They come around right as tuck in and out of sight.
Ooh,
Damn.
ooh, baby.
Very
Well
last second.
Done. Because they went after you in initiative. It took them 2 rounds to get there.
Oof.
Well done. You all successfully make it into the building. These halls are dark and damp, dirty. There is less structured walling here and more just gnarled roots and branches forming tunnels. These are not hallways, these are burrows. This hardly resembles anything of a structure at this point inside of it, as you just occasionally notice some vines kind of shift and move and pull into the wall, or a little piece of rubble or dirt kind of fall down onto the ground. You are inside. You have, at this point, 3 directions. You have deeper into the building, or left and right from the, like, kind of outside wall of this building.
I think deeper. Because I'm like, I feel like that's where she'd be. Like, more extraneous stuff would be closer to the outside.
Yeah, let's go deeper.
I'll start heading in. As you go deeper down this tunnel, just all that you can really hear is your footsteps here and there, just kind of like shifting on the ground. Come to a point where you see a slight opening of what was once a door peering open, about maybe like 2 feet wide, kind of going down at an angle of these roots just barely splitting open on this wall, and then the path continues further down.
So it's splitting on either side and then further down?
You're in a hall. On the side of one of these halls, there's this like 2-foot kind of wide gap in the wall, almost like a gash splitting down that seems to open up into another space, but it is dark and hard to see in.
Does anyone have a way to have light that isn't like fire necessarily? Like peek in?
Yeah, that was like I have foxfire,
Huh?
but it's fire.
Fireproof. You have what?
Sorry, fire truck just went by.
I have foxfire.
Foxfire.
Yeah. It's it's this cute little thing. The crack of your tail sparks wisps of blue energy. Use either electricity or fire when you gain this feat. You gain a foxfire ranged unarmed attack with a maximum range of 20 feet.
Fuck yes.
Okay. I will say if you wanted to essentially just like with the flick of your tail let out a little crack of blue electrical light, just kind of like as almost like a little pulse to peer into some spaces, 100%.
Yeah. We do that then.
As you flick your tail and crack it, the little arcing electricity shoots out. In this, you're trying to get a look in that little 2-foot wide gash. It seems to open up into what was once, a long time ago, more than likely, elevator shaft. It is this large tube of a room that shoots downward and up all the way to the top of the tower. So you kind of look in there, roll me a perception check.
I feel like I want to go up more so than I want to go down.
Yeah, I was thinking it too. I'm like, I feel like it should be up, but we'll see what the.
You said perception?
Yep.
22 for perception.
2. In this tunnel as well, you see just a colony of fungus growing up all around the walls.
Okay. Do I know with a 24 for nature? Do I know what the fungus is?
It is a lot of different types. You can definitely with a 24 spot some dangerous ones. There are a couple that, depending on the time that they are in their season, kind of in the later end, that they can let off a lot of spores. A chunk of those spores being toxic to mammals and living creatures such as yourselves. Others are really good and tasty fruits of like a fungus that make a nice kind of umami dish if you cook them right. You do spot a few hallucinogenic kinds too.
Nice.
It's a grab bag.
Ooh.
We definitely harvest some of the hallucinogenic ones.
Yeah, just take one or two.
Or like how
Or
seeing
fungi
is everything?
for later.
Caspian see it, and is it like prolonged lead it up?
But Caspian definitely does say to everyone, we need to be careful. There's fungus among us.
I love it. The ambulance is pulling a Yui in front of our house. Like,
It's popping off at our neighborhood.
Yeah, I saw your light turn
Look inside. Oh, but yeah, no. Is the light prolonged and can only Caspians?
It's a quick little flash. If you wanted to like poke your head in and try and get a look, you could.
probably won't try to harvest them then, just to make sure I don't accidentally get one that makes us sick. But if I had more sustained light, I might try to get food ones and some drug one. Otherwise, is this like the way to go, or is it?
I mean, you've walked down one hall in a big building. A lot of different ways to go.
Okay, so should we not go into the elevator shaft since there's a bunch of fungus everywhere?
I think that's a bad idea. Because then, like, it's
Yep.
already kind of risky because we're trying to go up. If we go down, we might be just stuck downstairs. And if we go up, that would be really hard and risky to do, and we might inhale mushroom spores and all that. Well, you guys. I'd be.
Wow, yeah, okay. So we just
left
back
or right? Yeah.
and go to the left.
Where you have forward and backward now at this point.
Forward.
Oh,
Because
forward.
you're
We're out of the elevator shaft area, basically.
yeah, you came in through a wall here, right? This is the wall. You popped into the wall. You had a hole going that way, a hole going that way, and a hole going that way. You all went that way. You're like halfway down that hall. There's an elevator shaft right here, and then there's nothing else down the hall except further down, or you go back to your little T-split and head either direction that way.
We'll go further down then.
That all make sense?
Forward.
Oh,
As you all start to travel further down, you all begin to hear a little kind of repetitive noise coming further down. Just a small warping sound. Just a like a very repetitive motion or intervals. Just
like try to sneak, follow the.
Try to find.
I had a 22.
22.
To sneak up to the noise, see what's making it.
As you start to creep up to this noise, you see what looks like probably was once like a window point looking into another room. You look into that room, it looks like an old abandoned conference room. You see a table that is now overgrown moss and vines. You see mulch and dirt where probably chairs and other points or things were, and then you just see a flash of light appear occasionally as a singular object. What is that? Don't look! You're looking right at my notes as I'm about to pull it out. Okay. As you see, a vial. Again. A vial just occasionally appear with a flash of light, drop, and then vanish. And then once again, just...
A glass vial?
Yep.
If I get closer to it, do I notice anything weird about it? Like that it might potentially be a hologram?
As you get closer to it, when that light flashes, a little like opening up, an opening appears, looking into like a brighter lit space. It opens, the vial drops, closes immediately, and then as the vial's about to hit the table, another opening happens and it drops into that and it closes instantly.
The fuck?
Right, yeah, same.
Just like an infinite little loop.
Maybe we should try to catch the vial.
What's in the vial?
That's the only way to know. We just nab one.
Might
Or
as
is there
well.
Just one. It's just the same one that's falling.
Does it look like the same one? Similar? Not
Looks pretty damn similar, same shape, same color.
Maybe I'll try to grab at it.
What color is it?
Color is it? It's a nice, like, viscous, coppery-looking liquid inside of it.
What do I add to it?
Sleight of hand.
14.
14. You kind of reach out and try and nab it and just keep missing it. It's fallen a little too quick for you.
Okay.
Katrine giving it a go?
Buddy.
When you say sleight of hand, do you mean thievery? Is that...
Thievery, thank you, yes.
That's okay.
Thievery. I get my thing mixed up all the fucking time.
I got an 8, so I don't think I caught it.
So an 8 is is over 10 below the DC. Katrine, as you try and get it, you swing and you do make contact, but unfortunately you just bat it out of the way. It goes flying across the room, shatters, spills all over the ground, and kind of like drips in between these roots. And then you notice nothing. Nothing.
Is there another one that's dropping through, or is it gone
What
now?
are you doing now?
No more dropping. Just
Oh,
quiet.
shit.
Alright. That's interesting.
I'm gonna go inspect the liquid that spilled.
It spilled, and then like this whole place is like branches, vines, and roots. It spilled and poured in like underneath all of these things. There's no puddle or anything to examine. You can hardly find a glass shard at this point.
Great. Hope we don't all die.
My cat-like reflexes just swatting things out of the air.
No, it's your cat instinct, honestly. Just bap. Cute bap. Left bap.
Big
Very
bap.
cute.
It was not crucial to your survival. It just would have been helpful.
Oh well.
Well, I guess for John,
Alright.
Going.
Onwards and upwards.
what else this room can provide?
As you continue further in here, and eventually you do see that this splits off into 2 side routes, and then at the very end there's just like another door. So you're at like a 4-way cross section. Left and right are some halls, and then there's a door right in front of you.
Is the door open? Is it closed?
Closed.
Does it have a lock in it?
And certainly check.
The store handle.
Wiggle, wiggle that knobby knobby.
Door handle is unlocked.
Are we still sneaking? Do we need to roll again to sneak into this room?
Well, should we check out the hallways before going forward? Should peek in these other little rooms off of...
Like, how long are these other hallways?
So, the one to your left seems to go down about a solid, a solid 40 feet and then hits a turn. The one to your right seems to go like 60 or so feet and just seems to get kind of like shrouded in darkness afterwards.
Creepy as fuck.
I mean, I do
Okay,
kind of feel
left
like maybe
or
Adelaide's is further into the building. And, like, that's what we're trying to find. So, like, I'm not, like, vehemently opposed to exploring the hallways, but I just kind of don't see a purpose to it.
Okay.
So, door or hallway?
Door.
Do we have to roll sneak again to...
I mean, if y'all want to be sneaking, yeah.
I got a 26.
26.
I got a nat 20.
Oh,
gonna say with that nat 20, Trine, you notice as Benoit is starting to open that door, you see just like the faintest little reflection of light off of like a thin silk wire that is attached to the door. What is a trap?
Oh no. Wait!
I'll say with that nat 20, you catch it before it goes off.
Do we have to roll a sleight of hand to disarm traps?
Thievery check, okay? I'm sorry I messed up.
Sleight of hand to disarm.
I'm only human, okay?
Oh, you're God of this universe.
That's true.
I am not your guy. Somebody else should probably disarm.
I only have a 3 on D.
23 for thievery.
Great. Good.
Word. You go in, just do like a quick little disconnect while keeping that tension held on it. Door opens up. You see that it leads into a stairwell, going both down and up. This place is a maze!
Up.
Yeah.
As you kind of tie off that little thread to make sure whatever this trap is doesn't go off. And as you kind of walk in, you see that this thread is tied into a bunch of like cans and pots that would have essentially just like dropped them all to bang into the stairwell.
It's like a noisemaker.
Up you go.
That does make me think we're headed in the right direction.
Yep.
You start heading up. Make it up the first flight of stairs. You see another doorway leading off into the building, which you would kind of imagine, similar-esque layout. Do you want to keep going up?
Yep.
We're gonna find this bitch.
Oh.
I would say, unless any of
keep
the
going
rooms
until
that are
we
kind
find
of off to the side look like they could be a bedroom or something like that.
I
don't know
feel
if
like we're looking for another door with a trap.
I think so too, but I'm like, just in case, like, I wouldn't be super surprised if this wing was like her laboratory and like living space or something like that, with the trap that's to alert people to noise. So like, if the rooms off the staircase look like living quarters, I think it'd be worthwhile to go in them. If they just are kind of blasé.
Yeah.
And I guess, assuming they're well lit enough to know that.
Yeah. As you go up another flight of stairs, you come up to a door with another trap of cans and pots tied up off onto the wall.
Do any tricky ones wanna do another thievery check?
It's not attached to the door, it's just attached to the wall. Right by the door.
Does it look like there's a trigger to trigger it, or just like...
Perception.
Well, I feel like there's a trap. Can we roll somebody sneak and we roll a thievery to check for traps?
That'd be a perception.
16 for
We're lost
perception
those
to
are
check.
the
16 for perception. It seems like it's tied off on the wall exactly like you did the other one, almost to avoid it from going on.
Okay. You want to go in there?
Gently open the door then, yeah.
As you open up this door, you look into a four-way cross-section hall. To one way, you see the hall goes down about 60 or so feet and then kind of goes into darkness. The other way, you see it go down about 40 feet until it hits a turn. And then you have the one that just kind of goes straight down for a little while, where off in the distance you can kind of see what probably was a space for a window pane looking off into probably like a conference or something.
There's so many options.
Any sign of life from any of these directions?
Huh?
Any sign of life from any of these directions?
Outside of just like roots, branches, and brambles, like no, not really.
I mean, we could go back to the conference room again that's forward and see if there's another one of those files. And then if that doesn't work, we can go to the one that Pussy.
Okay.
2 cents.
Soldier on. Conference
Walk
room.
your way
Let's go.
up to the conference room. Everybody roll me a perception check.
Woo!
20. Dirty.
22.
14.
Cool. Caspian and Benoit. Caspian, you do a little flick of your tail to just kind of light the room up for a second, and you two notice a little broken shard of glass sitting in the corner of the room, the exact same corner we kept glass 5.
Oh my god.
Yay!
It is a shard of glass, of broken glass.
Would that logically make sense? We did go upstairs.
You went upstairs, yeah? You went up some stairs.
Voodoo magic.
I don't like this.
I was like,
Look at that smile. I don't.
if I like roll for like occultism or something, can I like feel if this room is filled with magic and deception and lies?
What?
I can feel that without that.
Yeah,
Yeah. Occultism?
Or
I've checked.
Vibe check. How do I vibe check this room in particular?
occult is, yeah.
Okay.
Occultism vibe check.
And
Feels like, I will say at this point, it feels like the same. You look around, it's the same layout, the table in the center, the little mounds of dirt and rot.
Yep, that's what it felt like too. You mentioned that shard of glass. I'm like, oh, we're in the same room. Oh, we've moved around, but we have not moved around. All right, I guess it's time to go down that dark tunnel then.
my thought is that the room keeps recreating itself because the shard of glass shouldn't have fallen upward. So I'm like, even if there's the same type of room, like we left the other one, there wasn't a single shard of glass in that one, and there shouldn't be a shard of glass in this one if it's the same but upstairs. That's why I was like, is there any hokey pokey silliness afoot? Magic stuff. But I mean, if I don't sense anything, I might try to sneak to go retrieve the pane of glass. And I got a 26.
Yeah, you go up and pick up the little shard of the glass vial. And see just like a little bit of a smearing of that coppery liquid on it.
What would I roll to figure out what the top wood is?
I don't think it's a roll. I think it's a lick.
There's not really enough of it there to figure it out. It's just.
Can I even like narrow it down at all, just based on how it's dried? If it's like crystalline, the color, like it's clearly not Kool-Aid.
Give me a really high DC Arcana check.
Okay. I like those odds.
Of recall knowledge.
And I'm
Pop
looking.
a little cinnamon candy.
Hell yeah! The cinnamon candy lets you reroll knowledge checks.
Okay, very good.
I'm going to figure out the result and I'll tell you what it is. Because if it's false, you won't know.
That's true. That is one of the things he does. If it's you can reroll it, but if it's false, you don't know.
So, as you kind of give a little lick were kind of thinking about the occult, like you had some intuition there actually. This very likely could have been like some form of a cursed vial.
A cursed vial of creature blood. I want to impart that little gem of wisdom onto the group. I can't say for sure, but I'm fairly certain this is cursed critter blood. Somebody.
Okay.
Spoopy and creepy. Another thing to add to the spoopy and creepy list about this whole thing.
Right.
You think that it could be the blood of one of the creatures that we encountered that were half human, half beast?
It does lend to my theory that those people might have not marched towards death willingly. Or at least not without a lot of persuasion.
Yeah.
So, Caspian,
Yeah,
you're
lots
thinking
of
about
questions.
the people from the other lab, like the human-animal hybrids. Benoit, you're thinking about the Astral Village members that have died and been, like, their ghosts or plant people now, yeah?
You know what? That was what Benoit would think. So, if we just have that dancing, go.
My thought went to the other spot because that was a lab as well, and I thought that it was also a Horizon lab.
It was not a Horizon.
Okay.
It was and we got the instructions on how to get here from there.
It is one of 3 different labs. All of different, like, scientists studying a wide variety of fields.
But it's still not.
There was... I honestly, I can't think of the name of the first lab. But then there was Horizon Labs, which is you are at right now, and then one that is in Serenity City is called Spectrum Robotics.
Okay.
And then I can't remember what the one with the actual animals was called or what I had. It's somewhere in my notes, but I'd have to really dig for it.
His lab.
Yeah.
Creepy human genetic experiments lab.
I will say, though,
LLD.
that you all know that the lead scientist that was supposedly at this lab was Dr. Chen. Just CHIN. And the keywords that I will say, since it was more recent for your characters than it was for the players, the keywords that you kind of remember in those audio logs about this lab is that the person who was talking about them was fearing some form of abyss, and that Dr. Chan was working portals.
I'm seeing Astral Labs. Spectrum Robotics, Astral Labs, and then Horizon Labs. That
Good
right?
on you. Okay.
Okay.
But yeah. Still a little hanky. Still think it's blood.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe back to the looped part. Oh,
Okay, back
Yeah, I
to the
think we
stairwell.
should go down into the darkness.
down to the darkness? Okay. I do not have strong feelings either way, so down to the darkness is fine by me. Okay.
I just feel like if we go down and around the corner, it's just gonna like bring us to the center again, and then we'll just go down and around the corner again, and down and around the corner again, just like we just walked into the same room. But
Gotcha.
the dark, creepy area that we don't want to go into, maybe we go into that one.
That might be where the answer lies.
You know?
You all head down this hall, and you go over to take that turn, and you head to where that darkness sits. I need everybody to roll me a perception check here.
I got a nat one.
I got 15.
Molly, you have
That's
the
true. I might use my hero point.
best
because
timed nat one.
This is the right.
You want to use a hero point.
I already used it earlier. I didn't say it out loud, but I did already use it.
Word.
Beautiful.
I got a nat 20 with my hero point, so hero point well spent.
Caspian?
16.
16. As
Better than what I rolled before thing.
are all walking down this hall, this darkness starts to just like encompass everything around you. And do you want to flick your tail to try and like get some light in here? Right as you are kind of flicking it, Katrine.
Yep.
You feel your foot get caught in a root that's kind of like bent up and making a little loop around. Your foot catches. You fall forward. As Caspian, you light the room. The second you light it, you see Katrine falling and falling and falling as there is this massive gash in the floor that just has like roots and vines coming out of it, and these ones are almost, they're not pulsing, but they're pretty damn close to that. These ones have a life to them. As Katrine goes falling in, Katrine, I need a reflex saving throw to try and catch yourself before you fall deep into this pit.
28.
28. You fall, twist and stick out your claws and like scratch down into these roots as you shift some dirt and debris, go falling in and down as you just kind of hear it like echo out a little bit. You all have this moment of panic, quick moment of quiet. Then you all hear something. It is not a noise made by you. It is this guttural, growling roar that just, like, it is not necessarily a roar, it is more like a large sleeping beast waking up, more or less. As you just hear this rumble from deep within that pit. And I think that is where we're gonna have to end things tonight.
Of course it is.
Well done.
Molly, you have had such good nat ones tonight.
You do.
I know.
Like crit fails.
You have the best crit fails of any player I've ever seen. Like, it's not like you have the most. They're always just perfectly.
Seriously.
You get the best nat ones. They're all for you, baby.
The best.
You will make the plot progress, by God.
As you all have awoken the hateful one.
Oh boy.
In like, I don't know, 3 weeks from now.
We'll figure it out soon. We'll get it done.
Yeah.
Not this Tuesday. And then I figure next week we can chill. We can like chat about it, whether we want to switch days or just skip that week. But we will chat about it then, not now.
Yep.
To make sure that we're all on the same page and all is well.
Thank you all for tuning in this evening and hanging out with us. We always super appreciate it. We will not be here next Tuesday. However, I'm gonna do my best to still log on and play something for you all, so we can stick to our Tuesdays until things change. Either way, you're super appreciated. I always love whenever you show up for us and show some support, and we'll see you guys again very soon. So, night!